Hey, um, it's been a while. So I didn't stream the week we went to Norway, and oh shoot, hold on. As you could tell, I completely forgot to put my mic in front of my face. Anyways, um, so yeah, so I'm a little disheveled right now. I am haven't had an ounce of coffee this morning. But yeah, so sorry I didn't stream last week. Last week was like the last week of work and we were slammed and I just didn't really have the mental capacity to stream, much less do anything else but what we needed to do with closing out our contract. But I figured I would hop on here and do our morning stream a little early. I know it's like barely 9:30, but I actually have to go to Fairfax today because I have to turn in my government laptop. So, and then I'm gonna get some lunch. I think I want, um, I think I want Japanese katsu. There's a good katsu restaurant called Kazone. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or Chinese food. I haven't. There's so many exciting options in Centerville and Fairfax. So, but yeah. But anyways, so recapping Norway. So we spent, was it 8 days, 7 days, 7 days in Norway. We always have such a good time in Norway, and this was no exception. I actually we flew Lufthansa, and I'll do a review on Lufthansa. I actually was awake for the hops, so I could possibly even review the hop flights or do like YouTube shorts or TikToks on those. Haven't decided yet. Still kind of going through the footage. So I'll probably start like the Norway footage, or Norway vlogs probably in about 2 weeks. Need to get them all together, and yeah, so I just need a little bit more time to edit those. But we can chit chat about Norway. So if you are new here or don't know who I am, or if you weren't aware, we went to Norway for Hoff Strikes Back. And Hoff Strikes Back, I don't really think I explained it. And, I completely had a vlog idea, of course, like the last day when everybody was leaving. But I think next year I'll do this vlog about like interviewing people and stuff like that. But basically, Hoff Strikes Back, we go to where they shot Empire Strikes Back in Finse, Norway. And we we've invited a few crew members each year that we've started, and this is the second year. Um, the first year was last year, and we invited Harold Lystad, who was the CEO of Fox. He was the one that pretty much was instrumental in them getting to shoot in Norway. And then Christian Barham, and Christian, I forgot what he did exactly, but Christian's awesome. I really love him. He's super nice, has amazing stories, and like a very much different like viewpoint, because I think he was like kind of like doing a lot of production, like getting everybody what they needed. I think that was pretty much what his main job is. So I forget his official title, but if they needed something on the set, he would go get it and source it and make sure it got to Finsa. And then this year we had Knut. I forgot Knut's last name. And he was a stills photographer. So he took photos, and of course I think they use those for in the studio, or to like help them like map out scenes in the movie or etc. So it was actually a really good event. We changed the format this year because last year we did like a sit down lunch, but we just found that that was actually like took away time of it was too busy. So we took out the lunch, which was good, and it allowed people to kind of just mingle or to go outside and explore or wear their costumes. Some people came in costumes, 501st and non 501st, and Rebel Legion, Uh, and it was a great event. Finsa 1222, if you've never been, is an amazing resort. It is, I mean, I know like back in the 70s it wasn't as like luxurious. I mean, I wouldn't call it luxurious. It's like not a Ritz Carlton. It's still at its heart a kind of a cabiny type of resort. But it's nice. I love it. Finsa is amazing. The staff are incredible. And we really had a great time. And their food is always so good. Norwegians, y'all do like amazing yogurt. Like, I know I mean, you all do amazing other stuff, but their just yogurt is so on point, and their breads. Um, so I always enjoy eating Norwegian food. And actually, controversial, but I tried whale this time. We went to, I forgot what the Norwegian, I think it's Den Glade Glees, basically the happy pig. And, you know, they had like a kind of like a three-course meal. I think to be honest, I really wasn't that in the mood for pork knuckle, even though their pork knuckle is always spectacular. I think I should have just gotten like the whale appetizer and like something else, but still, their pork knuckle is awesome. If you've ever go to Oslo, you have to add that to your itinerary because it's amazing, though it is a little heavy. The drone. So the drone did its job. I just need more practice with it. But I mean, it did it. I'll probably the footage will probably be in a video. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was fine. I just need more practice with it. And actually didn't get to fly it as much. We weren't. I think because it was really bloody cold, like even more colder than usual. We actually didn't go out too much. Um, but but yeah, no, it was just I just need to practice with it more. But the footage that I did get, it did look good. I just need to just let it do its thing and just fly. And then because like the landscape there is just so gorgeous. Though, honestly, it didn't snow as much in Norway this year. A lot of my Norwegian friends were saying that like it's really hasn't been a good winter. And I mean, I know that sounds funny because, a good winter for Virginia is no snow. But for Norwegians, because a lot of them do a lot of winter activities and snow. So, and actually, I did catch that. I noticed that it was less snowy in certain spots that I can never see. But yeah, I mean, I figure I have the drone and it'll come with me. Though it is tricky because we don't have like I know like where I live, I don't really have a lot of spots because we do live near an airport. I mean, it's a small airport. I can fly it at my house pretty much, but I don't know beyond that. So, we'll be, I probably just need to look at like a map and see where I can practice with it more locally. Um, but yeah, we have like a local airport, and then we have what do they call it? The flying circus nearby too. So I'm like, I don't even know where I can fly the drone. um, but I'll figure that out. I probably could take it to my parents and fly it too, and some other spots. But no, the drone did. I liked it. My friend, who is much better drone flyer, he got some fun shots. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. I just need to learn more. And it was funny because I was trying to do a shot with some of the snow troopers, but because there was a lot of people in the distance, the drone kept trying to track the people behind because they were moving around and the snow troopers were stationary. Um, so it was like when I reviewed the footage, I was like, it didn't really come out how I wanted it. But that was just minor things. But I had fun with it when I did fly it. And yeah. So next year I'm gonna be better prepared, better with it. Um, but yeah, no, the Norwegian like Finsa though is like just absolutely stunning. We did get to see the Northern Lights. And it's not common that you see them because it is they're actually south like southern like where Finsa is, it's kind of south in Norway, but yeah, the staff at the hotel said, yeah, it's actually been kind of active. Like the northern lights have been kind of going a more south than usual. And it's funny, we have the app. We have like the Aurora app, and like some of the other people have other, northern lights detection apps. And was it Thursday night they did appear, but it was like at 2 a.m. and I was not awake. Friday they came. I forgot. I think it was like 11:30, and it was like this little Dutch. I mean, I shouldn't call him a kid, but he was an adult man. But he was like, you could tell he was very young. He came running in and was like, the Northern Lights are here. Um, okay, I'll have to check those apps out. Yeah, because it would be, I do want to practice more with the drone. Um, and I saw some of the other, like the newer ones, like the DJI Flip, like has the auto tracking as well that tracks you. Um, because that would have been nice, so I didn't have to like take out my hand to deal with the remote control. I definitely do want to invest in one of the controllers that doesn't use your cell phone, because like that was kind of annoying to pull out the case, put it into the remote, and then remove it. But I think I'm going to definitely invest in one of those other controllers at a later time. But I mean, I mean, this drone was perfect. It kind of is the gateway, because I kind of want to get a bigger drone. Um, but that probably be much further down the line once I get more adept at the mini. What did I get? The mini 4K? I think that's what I got. But yeah, the Northern Lights were really good. It's funny because like if you don't have it, if you don't have like your settings right on your camera, you really can't see them. They just like wispy, just like wispy clouds. And one of the guys actually knew how to set the Android. Like I have a Samsung Galaxy, and he took pictures. And then on the DJI Pocket 3, I just switched to low light because I was like, oh shoot, I didn't research what settings I should have, but the low light feature actually did, was able to capture the northern lights. It wasn't as bright, that I think that if I actually knew like what ISO and all that other jazz, but it was still good. Um, DJI does make pretty good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I figure once I get used to the Mini 4, I would probably start looking into, you know, upgrading to a better drone, because I know, I mean, the Mini 4 is made for people like me who kind of want to get into it, you know? Um, so once I get a little bit more practice, I'll probably upgrade later on, depending on how, if I do get into it. It's just like, I'm like, I need some spots to practice and get better at it. But um, Oslo was fun. I got to check out a few new restaurants. Um, sorry, I heard like a weird noise. uh, oh, it's my rooster. Okay. It's my other rooster. I have two roosters. The one sounds like he's dying when he crows. He doesn't crow very often. So when he does crow, I'm like, what is that noise? I don't know if it's probably not picking up on the mic because he's outside, but um, yeah, Oslo, we actually got to do a few. We had a friend. He had never been to a lot of. He never been to Norway. Period. So we took him to one. What was the first museum? So the last time we came to Norway, no, no, not the last time. 2023, my husband wanted to go see the Stav church, and I know I don't pronounce that right because every time I say that, the Norwegians look at me and go, "What?" But it's that church that they have in Epcot that is a replica. Um, they have. we've never, the last time in 2023 we tried going and it was closed. One website said it was open on Tuesdays, another website said it was closed. We took a risk since we were going to go to the Fram Museum anyways. It was closed. So it was really cool to see it up in person. It's actually such a gorgeous little church. My husband was like, yeah, it's a lot bigger than he thought it was going to be, because I think he was like basing it off of like the one that's in the Epcot. Um, but it was cool. We got to see it. We got to look at the other parts of I think it's like the Norwegian Cultural Center. I think that, I'm not sure if that's the official name. And then since I really didn't want to go back to the Fram. But since our friend hadn't, I was like, well, I actually was like, well, I didn't buy, there was two things I wanted to buy last year that I was just like I was being stingy. And I didn't buy. I wanted to buy a Fram mug, and I also wanted to buy, there was like this book. It was pretty much about the Antarctic explorers, the wives that they left behind. So it was like kind of like their stories. I haven't read that book yet. But actually, I think it's somewhere I think it's in my office. So I'm gonna start reading that book soon. And then then we went back to Oslo because he wanted to see the anchor. Because I guess during World War II, a Nazi submarine tried to attack Oslo, and like one of the Norwegian soldiers, or I'm not sure if he was a soldier or Navy or whatever. Anyways, he like started shooting at it. Like I forgot the exact story, but I think he ended up sinking the submarine, and they pulled out the anchor. I think back in the 90s, if I remember, and they have it there in Oslo. And so we went to see that. And while we were heading there, we went to see the Nobel Peace Museum. We used the Oslo Day Pass for everything. And I think it was worth it that day because we went to 3 museums that were all under the Oslo Day Pass. And then we also got, no, Oslo transport is a little confusing, but it also included the transport, the buses and the train system, or not. Well, I think it does include a few of the trains. So the tram system, that's what I meant to say. And so yeah, so I think it was worth it. When we came back, we also bought it, but I don't think it was worth it since we didn't really do that much. We just went to the Monk Museum, which I'll get to in a second. But the Nobel Peace Prize Museum was pretty cool. I, I mean, there were some cool things in there, but it's just like, okay, it's like Nobel Peace Prize. It's pretty cool. Um, then we went to the Monk Museum on like our last day before we left. It's funny because like we knew that it was there and we always wanted to go, but we just hadn't had a chance, and finally we had a chance. So after lunch with our friends, we went. They dropped us off. They weren't going to go in. Yeah, it was a pretty cool museum. Monk had some interesting artwork. I mean, well, I didn't realize there were 3 screen paintings. There's the black and white, and then there's 2 color. And when we went in, I saw people like have their cameras ready at like 2 other points, and I'm like, what is going on? And I just kind of moved away from like the crowd, and I was reading like the back wall where they were talking, and it said, there's 3 screen paintings. We present them every 30 minutes. And I was thinking, oh, that's a lot of to do, to bring out a painting, take it down. So I was just like, huh. As you could tell, I didn't do research. But what it was that they have like actual like screens, and they close them off and then they open the next painting. So that's why people were like ready, because they were trying to get like the reveal shot. Which I did. I got one of them, but I wish I could have taken photos of like the third one, but I wasn't aware that it was going to go away in 30 minutes. But was that all we did, like touristy wise? We ate at the place called Salmon. That is like, if you like salmon, you'll love that place, and make a reservation. They are very much a reservation type of restaurant. I mean, she did work with like two groups to try and get them in, but she was like, there's no guarantee. And, she was like, well, your table's not ready, but we have this table if you, I was like, look, we have we have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. We will eat and dash. And we didn't like rush out of there. We still like we were just very hungry and very tired. So, but when you reserve the tables, you are reserving them for either, I think either an hour and a half or 2 hours. I think or an hour or two. It might be. I know one option was 2 hours. So I mean, you have that table for 2 hours. So, but like I completely was like, we were super tired, so we didn't really do the 2 full hours. But everything was good. But I would say I wouldn't do dessert. Dessert was kind of, it wasn't that great, to be honest. But everything else was amazing. I mean, you could taste the salmon was super fresh. It was great. And then of course you know, we got Norwegian waffles on the train and like elsewhere. We got like I actually didn't eat that many of like Norwegian buns. Like Norwegians have these like amazing buns, but morning buns I think they would be called in the US. I'm not sure if that's what they call them in Norway, but I actually didn't get that many. Um and then coffee, we didn't get to go to Tim Wendevold's this time around. Um we did get to go to a place across from our hotel called Hakone, and it's Asian inspired, and it was really good. And on our first day of full touristy day, we went to a place called Fulgens, and I actually went to Fulgens in Tokyo. And it's funny because in Tokyo you can get a Norwegian waffle, but in Norway you cannot, or at least that store. I think they have another location. But at the Norwegian store they had onigiri, and I just was like, oh, I'm in Japan again. But their coffee, very good, very smooth. Hakone's coffee, also very smooth. Um, and yeah, like I got like just an iced coffee, no cream, no sugar. And it was very good coffee. But but let me check my time real quick because I still have to go in to the office. So, okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure no one's like, where are you? Uh, Today's kind of a quiet day for work. I just have to turn in my government laptop and just keep an eye on my emails today. And then tomorrow is actually a full day. I have to go into Arlington, which I am going to do a vlog. I'm going to do kind of a coffee cafe centric vlog tomorrow. So like and subscribe. But I think that's it, guys. I think I'm done rambling. I think like the other parts of the trip are pretty awesome, and I hope you guys will enjoy those vlogs as they come out. So yeah, so I will talk to you guys later, and have a good day. Bye.